It started with a pair of clippers. Not in a shop, not in a school, but in a living room with a cracked mirror and a cousin who trusted you too much. You didn't plan this. You weren't chasing a trade. You were just trying to help somebody look decent before school started on Monday. Faded the sides, pushed the line a little too far back, and tried to blend it with a brush and prayers? It wasn't good. But it was something, and that something stuck. Word got out fast, you could cut. Not great, not yet, but better than most. Better than looking wild. And in the hood, that's all it takes to become the guy, so you kept cutting. Fades, tapers, high tops, low balls, curly crops, burst tapers, even the occasional mullet. Black hair, white hair. Straight, coarse, fine, thick, stubborn, thinning, didn't matter. You learned fast that every head was different. Every client had expectations, and no one gave you a learning curve. You practiced on your own head. Faded yourself with a phone in one hand and the mirror in the other. Took nicks, took L's, lined up friends for $5 in the back room, turned birthday money into better clippers, turned the porch into a barbershop before you even had a license. YouTube became your mentor. IG became your school. You studied grain direction like a surgeon. You watched how top barbers kept the fade balanced, the edge natural, the transition seamless. You stayed up late learning how to keep light hands around cowlicks and how to blend stubborn straight hair without digging into the fade. Because you couldn't afford to be a black barber who only cuts black hair. Not anymore. You had to be good at everything, or you'd lose to someone who was. There were moments that changed you. That first white dude who came in asking for a zero fade with a hard part and side sweep, and looked nervous until you spun him around. The nod he gave you in the mirror, you don't forget that. Or the first time a Latino client told you, "You do it better than my old guy." That mattered. That meant something. But no matter who sat in your chair, one rule stayed the same. Mess up once, and they might never come back. This game doesn't care if you had an off day. Doesn't care if your machine was heating up or your hands were cramping. Doesn't care if you didn't eat or if your rent's due or if someone just got shot 2 blocks from the shop. That's your business, not theirs. What they care about is their hairline. They care about the blend, the edge, the way they look when you spin the chair and hand them the mirror. And when you get it right, when that blend hits just right under the light, when the line looks painted but it's all raw blade work, you don't even need words. You feel it. In their posture, in the way they check their phone camera, in the way they walk out like they got something back. And that's the part that keeps you going, because you're not just giving out cuts, you're giving people presence, confidence, identity. Whether it's a black kid trying to feel sharp before school, or a white construction worker needing to look clean for court, or a Latino teen who wants to impress his girl. When they sit down, they're asking for more than a fade. They're asking you to help them feel right. And somehow, it always starts with a pair of clippers. You don't get second chances in this business. One fade too high, one lineup too sharp, one blend that don't hit right, and it's over. That client doesn't come back, and if you're lucky, he just quietly finds someone else. If you're not, he posts it, tells everybody, tags the shop. Now your mistake isn't just a bad day, it's your name. That's the pressure. Barbering's not about being good, it's about being flawless. And it don't matter who's in your chair, black, white, Latino, Asian, they all want to feel fresh. Not clean enough, not almost fresh. And what fresh means changes with every head that sits down. You learn the hard way that black hair don't forgive. You can't fake a clean taper on tight curls. If you don't understand growth patterns, you'll push the crown too far or leave shadows in the blend. Mess up a hairline? You didn't just lose a client, like you lost his cousins, his friends, and anyone who follows him on Instagram. But white hair's no easier. Fade's gotta melt, lines gotta be soft, not drawn. Straight hair shows every step, every notch, every line you left behind. That one white kid who wants a zero fade into a disconnected crop? If your blend isn't butter, he notices. If it's too high, he panics. If you cut off a little too much, he doesn't tip. You cut one guy who wants a temple fade, then a dude with a bald spot he doesn't want to admit, then someone who wants a part, but not too deep. You're expected to switch techniques mid-sentence. Different blades, different speeds, different pressure, all while keeping up a conversation like nothing's happening. You gotta know when to talk and when to shut up. When to offer suggestions and when to just say, bet. Say less. Every cut is an audition, and you never get to relax. You're not just judged on skill. You're judged on memory. You better remember what they like, how they part their hair, what level taper they get, whether they like their beard blended high or squared off tight. If they gotta remind you more than once, you're slipping. You start dreaming about fades. Your eyes get trained to see imperfections nobody else sees. You spin the chair and notice a spot near the temple that might be uneven. You go back in, not because they notice, but because you did. And if you saw it, that means someone else might too. You tell yourself every cut matters, because it does. A good cut might get you 1 new client, a bad one can lose you 10, and sometimes it don't even matter how good the cut is. Some people walk in already doubting you. They see your skin, hear your slang, look at your station, and assume you can't cut their kind of hair. So you prove them wrong. 1 blend at a time. You give them that mirror spin. They do the double take. Then they give you that quiet nod, the kind that says, "All right, you nice with it." But deep down, you're still thinking about the next cut, the next head, the next risk. Because in this game, there's no such thing as good enough. At some point, the shop becomes your world. You clock in at 8 a.m., but you were already cutting by 7:40. Somebody pulled up early, said they had court or an interview or a funeral, said they needed you. And when a man says, "I need you" in a barbershop, that ain't small talk, that's real. By noon, you're 6 heads deep. By 3 p.m., you've skipped lunch. You meant to eat that sandwich hours ago, but it's still sitting in the back by the microwave getting soggy. The phone's blowing up, 2 walk-ins are waiting, 1 dude mad because he booked online and someone else is in your chair. Another just walked in off the street and asked, "How long for a quick shape-up?" Ain't no such thing as quick. You start to realize the shop isn't just a business. It's a stage. Every day a rotating cast of characters, OGs telling old stories, teens trying to act grown, conspiracy theorists, trash talkers, dads bringing their sons in for that first cut, homies arguing over LeBron, grown men venting about life like you're their therapist. All while you've got a blade in your hand and a perfect angle to hit. There's beauty in it, but also madness. You gotta laugh while lining someone up with surgical focus. You gotta counsel a dude mid-breakup while doing a beard fade. You gotta absorb everybody's stress while ignoring your own. And then there's the barbers themselves. Some cool, some snakes, some your brothers, some your competition. You teach the young guys how to use a foil shaver one day, then watch them try to take your clients the next. It's love, it's rivalry, it's survival. And nobody's really getting rich. That's the part people don't get. They see the fresh fits, the chains, the vibe. They don't see you standing 12 hours a day with no break. They don't see the pile of loose bills, the cash apps, the times clients flake and ghost. They don't see the slow days when no one shows, and you start wondering if this grind even leads anywhere. But then, you hear it. Ayo, who's next? That call, that energy, it resets something in you. The shop is chaos, but it's your chaos. It's where you came alive, where you built your name, where people know you, where someone can walk in looking broke, defeated, insecure, and walk out standing tall. That's power, that's real, and you're the one who gives it to them. You tell yourself that makes it worth it, even if you haven't sat down in hours, even if your knees are screaming, even if you don't remember the last time you went home before midnight. Because the shop isn't just where you work, it's where you live. Everybody wants you, until it's time to pay. You've got the guy who texts you at 10:57 p.m. on a Tuesday. "Yo, bro, you got anything tomorrow morning?" Super quick cuts. No hello, no deposit. Just assuming you'll squeeze him in like you're his personal groomer. Then there's the dude who shows up 18 minutes late with a coffee in hand, talking about, "Yo, my bad, bro. Traffic was crazy." Whole time you've been standing there, waiting. Watching money walk out the door because now your schedule's cooked. And when it's time to pay? "Oh, I forgot my wallet." "You take Cash App? I'ma send it when I get home." "Yo, I got you next time." Some of them do mean it, most don't. You'll get reposted, praised, tagged in captions like "Only trust my barber," followed by flame emojis. You'll be booked for weeks, overworked, requested, respected, but barely making enough to rest. Because nobody tips the reliable one. They just expect you to show up, to blend, to line, to bless their whole look and spirit for the same price you were charging 5 years ago. And if you try to raise your prices, suddenly you're the bad guy. You hear it. "Damn, $45 now? Used to be $30. My cousin cut hair too. He do it for $20. Cool, go to him." But they don't. Because they need you. They just don't want to value you. And your body? It's starting to feel the disrespect too. Your wrists don't rotate like it used to. Your lower back tightens by noon. Your feet ache so bad you don't even notice until you sit down, which only happens once or twice a day. You're standing, cutting, bending, fading, shaping. 12 hours a day, 5, 6, sometimes 7 days a week. And your mind? That's a different pain. 20 conversations a day, 20 moods to adjust to, 20 versions of yourself, depending on who's in the chair. You're the hype man, the therapist, the brother, the boss. And sometimes you don't even know who you are when you get home. You just shut down. You think about opening your own shop, building something real, hiring people, taking days off. But dreams are expensive when survival is daily, so you keep cutting. Because the demand never stops. The texts keep coming, the line stays long. Everybody wants you, but when it's time to give back, you're still just the barber. They walk out fresh. That's the part they see. The moment the cape comes off, the mirror spin, the grin, the selfie outside the shop, the nod like, yeah, I'm him. And they are, for a week. The fade lasts a few days, the lineup starts to soften, the compliments slow down. And soon enough, they're booking again, back in your chair. Same request, same expectation, another flawless look like the last one never even happened. But you're still carrying it. The wrist pain didn't fade, the back tightness didn't ease, the exhaustion didn't wash away just because the blend looked clean. The cut grows out, but the cost? It stays in your body, in your hands, in your joints, in your head. You gave 100 perfect cuts that week, maybe more. How many of them said thank you? How many actually paid on time? How many tipped? But you show up again, same chair, same tools, same focus. Because even if they don't see it, you know what it means. You know what that kid's first job interview cut means. What that 40-year-old man's fresh beard line means before a date. What that quiet client with the thinning hair means when he says, "You really got me right, bro." You gave them more than a cut. You gave them a reason to stand taller, and no one will ever understand what that takes out of you. You don't have a retirement plan. You don't have sick days. You might not even have insurance. But you've got clients who would fly in from out of state just to sit in your chair. You've got a skill they need, but still don't fully respect, and that's why it sucks to be a barber. Because the work disappears as fast as the hair hits the floor. But the weight? It stays with you.